Primo's auto scandal, $62 million fraud unveiled in court. Big Smith News Watch. Omika Primo, owner of Primo's Imports and Taxi Service, faced a wave of new fraud charges at the Georgetown Magistrates' Courts, with 55 additional counts added to the 13 previously filed. Accusations against her now include 68 charges of obtaining money by false pretense, totaling over $62 million in alleged fraudulent activity. Primo, 36, is accused of scamming dozens of customers across multiple regions by accepting payments for vehicles that were never delivered nor refunded. Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty, citing the severity of the charges, denied bail for the third consecutive time, ordering Primo to remain in custody until her next hearing on November 25, 2024. Prosecutors revealed that Primo allegedly used multiple aliases, complicating tracking efforts, and threatened victims who spoke publicly about their experiences on social media. The investigation, led by the Anti-Fraud Unit, intensified after reports surfaced that Primo resold vehicles purchased from dealerships without the dealership's authorization. In one instance, a vehicle sold by Primo was repossessed by BM Sote Auto Sales and Rentals, further igniting the probe. Primo, represented by attorney Everton Singh Lamy, initially faced 13 charges related to $11.3 million in fraud. With additional alleged victims coming forward, authorities expect more charges may be filed in the coming weeks. Lenroy Michael Forde sentenced to life for 2021 Charlestown murder. Guyana Chronicle. Lenroy Michael Forde, known as Biggie, has been sentenced to life imprisonment for the 2021 murder of Odingo Anthony Haywood. The sentence was delivered on Monday by Justice Sandal Kissoon at the Demerara High Court, with Forde required to serve a minimum of 30 years before being eligible for parole. The trial, which concluded last month, centered on an incident on April 21, 2021, in Charlestown, Georgetown. Court records indicate that an argument between Forde and Haywood escalated into violence, resulting in Haywood being shot multiple times in the back. Haywood, who was 25 at the time, was declared dead at the scene. Forde and Haywood were known to be childhood friends, but their relationship reportedly soured over a dispute involving an alleged robbery by one of Haywood's associates. Following the murder, Forde evaded capture, altering his appearance and hiding in Bartica, Region 7, where he was ultimately apprehended after a police bulletin led to his arrest. His girlfriend, who had assisted in hiding him, was also detained. During the trial, it was disclosed that Forde had discarded the murder weapon and later provided police with a confession statement. Justice Kissoon, in delivering the sentence, described the crime as cold-blooded and premeditated, emphasizing the repeated shots to Haywood's vital organs. The judge highlighted that Forde had shown no remorse and noted the lasting impact of Haywood's loss on his family, who expressed their grief through a victim impact statement. Justice Kissoon underscored the need for severe penalties for such violent crimes and ordered Forde to participate in anger management and educational rehabilitation programs during his incarceration. Forde's sentencing was further compounded by his criminal history, which included a previous 2-year sentence for robbery and additional disciplinary infractions while on remand, including assaulting a prison officer. Mechanic sentenced to multiple jail terms for firearm and robbery charges. Cites News. Lloyd Gittens, a 26-year-old mechanic from Newtown, Georgetown, has been sentenced to additional prison time following multiple charges related to firearm discharge, illegal possession, and robbery. Gittens, who had already been sentenced to 24 months last month, now faces another 24-month sentence for discharging a loaded firearm at civilian Odell Thomas. Gittens appeared virtually at the Georgetown Magistrates' Court on Monday before Senior Magistrate Fabio Azor. He changed his plea to guilty for discharging a firearm at Thomas, but maintained his not guilty plea for discharging the firearm at Police Constable Elijah Byjatter and for a separate robbery charge. Magistrate Azor remanded Gittens on the latter charges, while imposing an additional 24-month sentence for the offense he admitted to. Gittens originally appeared in court on October 21, 2024, facing 5 charges including 2 counts of discharging a loaded firearm at Constable Byjatter and Thomas, possession of illegal firearms and ammunition, and robbery under arms. On September 16, 2024, Gittens reportedly fired at Byjatter and Thomas when they attempted to enter his property, leading to an exchange of gunfire. Gittens was eventually subdued after attempting to escape, resulting in injuries. Law enforcement subsequently charged him with illegal possession of a 9mm pistol and ammunition, to which he pleaded guilty, as well as for the alleged armed robbery of gold chains valued at $650,000 on September 6, 2024. Gittens, currently remanded, is scheduled to return to court on December 9, 2024, for further proceedings on the remaining charges. 23-year-old chain snatcher cites mental health condition during court appearance. Excavator News. Junior Lily, a 23-year-old resident of Nabaclis, East Coast Demerara, appeared in Georgetown Magistrates Court on Monday, facing a charge of simple larceny. Lily is accused of snatching a gold chain valued at $200,000 from Peggy Wade on November 4, 2024, while riding in a minibus on Cumming Street, Georgetown. Lily pleaded not guilty, claiming his actions were influenced by mental health challenges and that he is under psychiatric care with Dr. Byro Harry. "I'm a Dr. Harry patient. I take medication," Lily stated, adding that his clinic card was allegedly in a bag he was carrying at the time of the incident. However, investigators stated that no bag was found on him during his arrest. Magistrate Fabio Azor, presiding over the case, remarked on his clarity during the hearing. The prosecution objected to bail due to Lily's prior convictions, including incidents of assault and rape, and noted that the stolen chain remains unrecovered. Lily admitted to previous lockups at Cove and John Police Station for similar offenses. The court ordered Lily to be remanded to prison, with a return hearing set for December 9, 2024. Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation successfully completes kidney transplant between identical sisters. The Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC, is pleased to announce a historic achievement for Guyana's healthcare system. In a remarkable medical milestone, a GPHC transplant team led by Dr. Kishore Persad performed a successful kidney transplant between identical twin sisters. This procedure represents the nation's first successful identical twin kidney transplant, underscoring GPHC's status as the only certified kidney transplant center in the country. The 22-year-old recipient received a kidney from her identical twin sister, a perfect genetic match, which significantly reduced the risk of immunological complications. Thanks to this close genetic similarity, the procedure went smoothly with no intraoperative complications. Post-surgery, both sisters are experiencing strong recoveries. The donor's remaining kidney is functioning optimally, and the recipient is demonstrating stable kidney health and excellent graft function. Both sisters have since returned home and will continue to receive follow-up care from the dedicated team at GPHC to support their long-term health. This success highlights GPHC's commitment to advancing medical care in Guyana and providing patients with life-changing treatment options. Join us in celebrating this extraordinary achievement and the advancement of Guyana's healthcare capabilities. Mother and 4 children perish in tragic Corentyne fire. In the early hours of Tuesday morning, a devastating fire claimed the lives of a mother and 4 of her children at No. 64 Village, Corentyne, Burbus. The deceased include 34-year-old Hemwadi Singh and her children, 14-year-old Kelvin, 11-year-old Cindy, 10-year-old Brandon, and 2-year-old Tamesh Ramjatan. A 5th child, 17-year-old Kevin Ramjatan, managed to escape unharmed. The incident, which began around 2 a.m., reportedly started in the lower level of the family's 2-story home, where the father's motorcar was parked. Kevin, who was asleep on the veranda, awoke to the sight of flames. Although he attempted to help his family escape, the rapidly spreading fire trapped his mother and siblings in the upper flat of the home. According to Kevin, he initially secured the home's steel gate the evening before. However, when he escaped the blaze, he noticed the gate was open. With no phone to call for help and unresponsive neighbors, Kevin ran to his grandmother's residence to alert relatives, but by the time help arrived, the fire had fully engulfed the home. Police and fire officials arrived at the scene at approximately 3:30 a.m. Fire tender number 101, led by Section Leader Williams, managed to extinguish the blaze, but the remains of the 5 family members were discovered among the debris. The bodies have been taken to Skeldon Public Hospital's mortuary, pending post-mortem examinations. At the time of the fire, the children's father, Rohan Ramjatan, was in police custody related to a separate matter and was not present at the scene. Police have launched a full investigation, with Kevin currently assisting authorities to help clarify the circumstances leading to the tragic incident. Nearby residents reported that electrical wires in the area had caught fire last week and again the previous night, although it remains unclear if this is related to the cause of the fire. Minister of Home Affairs, Mr. Robeson Ben, Chief Fire Officer, Mr. Gregory Wickham, and the Guyana Fire Service extended their deepest condolences to the Ramjatan family and friends affected by this heartbreaking event. The authorities are committed to conducting a thorough investigation to determine the origin of the fire. 3 men sentenced for cocaine trafficking in Georgetown. 3 men were sentenced to 3 years and 6 months in prison, along with fines of GYD $15,117,000 each, after being found guilty of possession of narcotics for trafficking. Denzel Park, Ricardo Dan Hart, and Patrick Ram appeared before Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Court, where they were convicted for possession of 10.078 kilograms of cocaine. The ruling underscores the court's strict stance against drug trafficking and reinforces the Guyana government's commitment to combating narcotics-related offenses. Law enforcement agencies continue to strengthen efforts to deter and prosecute drug-related crimes in the country. 19-year-old excavator operator tragically loses life in Cara Cara incident. The Guyana police force is investigating a tragic incident involving the death of Ezekiel Benjamin, a 19-year-old excavator operator, which occurred today around 11:50 a.m. at a work site in Cara Cara, Mackenzie, Linden. The young man, employed by Dindial Sukram, D. Sukram and Daughters General Contractor, was operating an excavator when it began to sink into swampy land, ultimately submerging and trapping him inside. According to preliminary reports, Benjamin was tasked with digging a drain on the northeast Cara Cara land to facilitate water flow to the Cara Cara Creek. During the operation, the swampy terrain caused the excavator to sink from the side, leaving the cabin submerged and Benjamin trapped. The incident was discovered by operators from Bozai, who quickly alerted nearby workers. Rescue efforts were undertaken by employees from the other company, who managed to break the cabin window to retrieve Benjamin's body. Initial examinations conducted by police crime scene investigators revealed no visible signs of violence. Following retrieval, Benjamin's body was taken to Mackenzie Hospital Complex, where he was pronounced dead on arrival by the attending doctor. The body has since been transported to G. Jetsko Funeral Home, pending a post-mortem examination. The investigation remains active as police continue to gather statements and assess the circumstances surrounding this incident. The Guyana police force and all involved expressed their condolences to the family, friends, and co-workers affected by this tragic loss. Opposition leaders Norton and Hughes join protest at Guyana Elections Commission. News source Guyana. Opposition leader Aubrey Norton and Alliance for Change leader Nigel Hughes joined supporters outside the Guyana Elections Commission, GECOM, today, pressing for critical electoral reforms ahead of next year's elections. Protesters are calling for the implementation of biometric verification and a clean voters list to ensure electoral transparency. Addressing the crowd, Norton emphasized the need for a package of reforms, including biometric voter identification, a purified voters list, and an independent electoral body. He voiced concerns over alleged inaccuracies in the current voters list and called for GECOM staff to be chosen based on professional qualifications, independent of political affiliation. This election is crucial, and we won't allow any interference in the democratic process, Norton remarked, expressing doubt over GECOM's impartiality under its current leadership. Nigel Hughes echoed the demand for biometrics, arguing it could be implemented within 6 months if GECOM commits to the process. Biometrics should be mandatory. We need to be assured of free and fair elections, he stated, warning that any delay in implementation would need to be justified convincingly. As the election season nears, both leaders underscored their commitment to secure reforms, viewing them as essential to uphold electoral integrity in Guyana.